Dark-skinned people are ugly, ill, gross. Your skin's too dark. Um, I'm making this video because if you're dark skinned, I'm sure you've heard that before, especially when you were younger. Um, if you're black, I'm sure you've heard that as well. And this was on my mind the other day. Uh, I remember when I was younger, just being disqualified because of my dark skin. It's a crazy thing when you really think about it. You know, like maybe you're with a group of people and maybe, oh yeah, you're doing the whole liking game or you're doing all of this, and before the person even sees what you look like, they're like, ew, no. Or especially being a dark-skinned man. It's crazy because the majority of my youth, I was made fun of because of my dark skin. And it's such a crazy thing to think about. Something you can't change. But, well, I guess you can change it with all. That's why this pandemic of like skin lightening cream, it's like a thing in a lot of countries. But being dark skinned, you know, I remember being made fun of when I was with a group of people, and some high school dude, uh, making fun of me. I think I was in middle school, like eighth grade. I just graduated. Dude was probably a junior, and he was like, you African booty scratcher. Black dude, too, right? Talking crazy about me. And he was with a group of people, but I remember that I was isolated, you know? And so, you know, I'm African. I was born in America, so I'm African American, and I lived in America my whole life. And it's crazy that my own people, my own black people would separate me because of my dark skin, you know? And you hear that, you keep growing up, and one thing is like your parents aren't prepared to your parents honestly aren't even dealing with oh wow, I still got this on the board, man. See, this lets you know I'm doing this, no rehearsal. Don't forget my glasses. Oh man, and I even forgot my glasses. Let me put them on before I put my glasses on. But yeah, like your parents aren't, they're just working. They're working, they're trying to put food on the table. My mom, just trying to make things happen for us. And she's not prepared to deal with she's not even thinking about dealing with the negatives that are going on in their life when you're younger, you know? And so when you hear so much negativity connected to your skin, it's not until you're older that you begin to realize that a lot of that negativity is because people fear it, you know? And, I'm going to try to make this video quick because I'm not really a person that likes to talk about, race and all this type of stuff. But I'm going somewhere with this because I do believe that a lot of the negativity that's connected to the skin that we have give us a lot of limiting beliefs. And that's why I wear that on my hat, because I believe a lot of people have this, but dark-skinned people, especially in particular, I'm speaking to us in this video because it's a real thing. You go your whole life your dark skin only being associated with something negative. Your parents don't counteract it because if they know, they'll probably counteract it. Now it's a little different for women because, I've seen women will just compliment each other a specific type of way. Oh girl, your skin's so good. Oh girl, you so beautiful. Oh girl, you so this, and do all that. But for men, we don't have that. We don't do that, and what you do is you eventually just like kind of brush it off. You brush it off, you navigate through life, you navigate that roast session. But at the end of the day, you still have to go home being that black kid, that dark skinned kid, right? And this video this topic can be for anybody that has a difference, something different about them, you know? And I remember, like, in high school, it wasn't until my sophomore year I had one of the homies come to me, his freshman year. He said something to me. He was like, "Yo, uh, when I came into high school, it wasn't until I saw you, my brother Cinco, and my brother Mezzo doing it up in high school that I saw you guys putting on for the dark skinned people." You know, and he's probably not going to remember he said that. So I won't say his name or who he is. But he grew up to be a smooth dude. But during that time, what I'm saying, we were doing it up. And at the end of the day, and when I say doing it up, I mean that, like, yo, we were moving with a level of confidence, a different type of confidence. And I'll be honest, I didn't even have that level of confidence or that type of movement until I was in high school and I created it myself. Nobody taught it to me, and but what he told me, it made me realize that it was just like, yo, he was basically saying I had that experience too. In middle school or whatever, he was probably the darkest kid in school, getting made fun of. You're so used to the light-skinned kids or the white kids or just other kids being cool, and you getting made fun of because of your skin. You being, separated. You being left out, and yeah, people find you attractive and all that, but you don't hear a bunch of positive things about your skin. And I think that him maybe seeing that imagery of us moving a particular way in high school allowed him to be able to reinvent himself, and turn out to be the confident man he is today, and this is like so much deeper because you have to carry your skin into all these doors. And you'll date like some white girls, like my homies are married to white girls. And it's funny because you'll date white girls and they'll say, "Oh my gosh, your skin is so dark, it's so different. Oh, I wish my skin was darker." Because they'd be burning in the sun and everything. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm so pasty." But everybody only wants to get the benefits of being black. They don't want to live it. They don't want to go home at the end of the day and be black. They don't want to go home at the end of the day and be dark skinned. And so when you see the women that do have these affirmation circles and they do have better communities to be able to help them walk through their skin, most men don't. But we kind of get over it. We navigate through life, and we're doing it up for the dark skinned people. Oh yeah, we sexy and all that, and girls will still find you sexy, girls will still holler at you. But think about how you compartmentalize all the negativity that people separated you from because of your dark skin. That's when you start growing up and you start being in those rooms where you're like, oh man, they're probably not gonna let me do this because I'm black. That's where that comes from. And it's crazy because some of the most negative things I've ever heard about me were from my own people. My own people. You can't blame the white man for this. This is 100% black people saying that to other black people. And I'm making this video because I want to say this to another black person out there or someone that's as dark as me. Your skin is beautiful. I didn't hear this until 2 years ago. 2 years ago was the first time I ever heard a woman say my skin was beautiful. So that means the majority of my life I only heard negative things. The majority, right? And that woman was a woman from Mississippi, little light skinned girl from Mississippi. She would say it to me all the time, you know, your beautiful black skin, your beautiful black skin, you know. And the first time that she said it, I was just like, what's she talking about? How'd she talk about my skin, right? Now I'm cooked in the sense that, like, it's too late for me, you know. I was already confident in everything, but the thing is the value in her words didn't mean much to me. I'm 32 years old. You know, it didn't mean nothing to me. So she said it to me when I was 30. You know, those words didn't mean much to me. So that means I navigated my life with, okay, I just have dark skin. You know, I'm attractive. People find me attractive. Yeah, that confidence in that. But never, oh man, my skin is beautiful. It was just everything that I've ever heard about my skin was negative. Now, did I think my skin was, oh my gosh, ugly? No, I didn't think any of that. But you got to remember, these things that you get over, that you tell yourself you get over, a lot of them are connected to your limiting beliefs. And I think this is one of them, you know? And like you know, so like she would say it all the time, your beautiful black skin. And she would say it with such confidence. And I would look at her sometimes and I'm like, yo. And I just began to say thank you. Though I didn't know the value of what it was that she was saying at the time, I wanted to appreciate it. And so I was just like, yo, thank you. Thank you, shorty. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And I think, what if other people heard that as well? What if other black people heard that as well? And I know in some pockets you hear that, but most men don't hear that, you know? And, you know, as a member of the dark-skinned liberation force, as one of the captains of it, you know, I'm always just on the lookout to inspire and encourage people. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up with this, right? Like, I was playing pickleball yesterday. I was trying to play with the Asians, you know what I'm saying? But they were on another level. Boom, boom, going Super Saiyan. I was like, all right, yo, I ain't ready for that, man. It's only day 3. But I seen a little black boy and a white kid talking crazy to each other. you know, so, you know, I don't know what's going on in today, you know, because in today's world, it's cool to be dark skinned or it's cool to be black. You know, when I was in school, it wasn't. You know, you have people almost as dark as you know, be like, or like the Dominicans being like, I know black, papi, I know black. You know, that's the thing. But now everybody's Afro-Latina. You know, everyone is that now. Convenient. Let's pick what's convenient. But everyone was running away from being black. Except for a few Dominicans, you know, like which was one of my best friends today. You know? My best friend Frank. You know, he's half Dominican, half Puerto Rican, but he never looked at himself like, oh yeah, hey, no, I'm not that. But a lot of people did. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Frank, love you. But yeah, man. So today may be cool. There might be some smooth little dude on TikTok, baby oiled up, you know what I'm saying? skin looking crazy, shiny Mr. Popo, doing it up. And he's getting all the likes. But understand that that's still a thing. And what's proof of that is because, you know, I see it when I see the little kid at the park. This little white kid was like, he was like, ain't you guys supposed to be good at this sport? He cooked them, right? I was like, oh, okay. What's about to happen, right? Because at first I thought they were picking on homie, right? It was a few white kids and a few black kids, but we were in a nice neighborhood, so you know it was like, okay, yeah, these guys are friends. But so I'm just watching what they're doing, and I think the black kid didn't say it. He didn't have a comeback yet. The white kid said something again, and he was just like, but it wasn't like, you know, inherently racist or anything. It was just something like, I don't remember what it was. You're supposed to be good at this or something like that. I was like, yo, oh man. So that just means he was sorry, right? He probably wasn't athletic or something. All black people aren't athletic. But so when I'm just walking in there, I'm like, all right, let me walk in. I'm a fairly big guy, so I'm like, you know what? He gonna straighten up. He ain't gonna talk crazy, man. That little black kid, man, that dude is racist. Yo, homie, homie cooked him, yo. I'm not gonna repeat the stuff that he said to that little white boy, but yo, he cooked. I was like, oh, okay, homie's good. Homie know how to fight his own battles, you know. But at the end of the day, the response and the things that he was saying, were funny, but that black kid has to go home another day hearing negative things about his skin. And though he stood 10 toes down, I'm talking about, oh man. And I was like, okay, I was gonna say something to little homie till he started cooking me. Yeah, yo, I didn't even say nothing to him. I'm walking by a homie. I'm playing pickleball. I heard a little black kid make a comment. He was like, I think he was like, he said something about, man, I'm not even gonna repeat. Yeah, maybe in another video, I'm gonna repeat this little. Yo, I think I've gone this video without cussing, so I'm not. I'm gonna try to keep it PG. But little homie, I'm like, yo, little homie. Man, you a bad kid, yo. But shout outs to him, man. But yeah. So I'll leave with this. It may sound weird, but to anyone that has a black boy, black girl, black husband, right? Like I said, I know a bunch of white girls that are married to black guys, or black dudes that are married to white girls. And I'll say this. I encourage you to look at that person and say this. Your skin is beautiful. And I believe in you. Don't know how well you can read that. But I promise you saying that to that person, it might be the first time they ever heard that in their life. Might be the first time they actually ever heard that in their life. And they may look at you like you're weird. They may be like, oh, what are you talking about? I bet you if you stare at them and see how, especially if it's a black man, someone dark skinned like me, watch them for the next few minutes. I guarantee you they'll probably still have a perplexed look on them because they've probably never heard that before. And I wouldn't be surprised if homie cried. Now, once again, there's going to be little homies that, they don't hear this enough. There's going to be little homies in high school that don't hear this, right? And I just want to tell you, your skin is beautiful, and I believe in you. That's it for my video. I didn't forget my glasses. My reminder to myself. I'm going to make a few more videos. But yeah, this is all I want people to do. I'm not going to give no call to actions. I'm not talking about my business or my community or anything. This is for people to just Look for whoever is black or dark skin in your life, and it's a long ass video. And if you watched it to the end, shout outs to you. But it's real, you know, and you may really change that person's life, you know, just by even saying that little thing. Your skin is beautiful, and I believe in you. You just might destroy one of his limiting beliefs.